What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and today is the day, allegedly, I guess, on the last day of the week, the news week. I suspect maybe around 3, 4 o'clock Eastern time, we may get the potential file drop, but Elon Musk has teased and confirmed, I guess, that we would be seeing some Fauci files this week on Twitter. Now, does that mean anything direct communications from Dr. Anthony Fauci? Probably not between him and Twitter, but certainly his office, I'd be willing to bet, existed. We've seen on lengthy display just a sheer number of communications from every level of government infringing on Americans' First Amendment rights through using the tool of social media. So why wouldn't Fauci have done it? And as we eagerly await the drop, it seems like Anthony Fauci may be a little nervous. He's responded to things, and he may need a change of shorts. Good thing I've got a great opportunity for him, a great sponsor called Sheath. Check this out.
Huge shout out to this video's sponsor. That's right, Sheath. These boxers are designed to keep your balls off your legs. Sheath has 3 individual compartments to keep everything down there separate and cool and comfortable. And hey, since they've been a long-time sponsor, I've heard from many of you who have tried out Sheath and really love it. They were invented by a U.S. Army soldier who came up with the idea for Sheath during his second tour in Iraq, where it was hot as heck and his boys needed to breathe. And on top of all sorts of awesome designs for Sheath, they've added all sorts of winter items, hoodies, gator necks, and all sorts of base layers. Head on over to the link in the description and pin comment down below. Use my promo code to save and support the channel and keep everything nice, cool, and dry.
Hey, I know it's kind of weird as a fellow to be thinking about trying that out, but I promise you, they are a strong sponsor of this channel, and everybody who seems to try it really seems to like them. You've got nothing to lose, so give them a try. Elon Musk said he will release the Fauci files on Twitter this week. This was on Tuesday, this article was written, okay? Just as a run-up. New Twitter boss Elon Musk pledged he would release the Fauci files sometime within the next few days, the latest escalation in his battle on Dr. Anthony Fauci. Hope you're having a great day 1, 2023, Musk tweeted on New Year's Day, adding, "One thing's for sure, it won't be boring." Musk's vow to dump more dirt came after Juanita Broderick, the former nursing home administrator who alleged that Mr. Bill did some terrible things, posted a response waiting for hashtag Fauci files, and Musk replied later this week. We've already had several really high profile Twitter dumps, and one thing that's concerning to me is everything that's going on with this vote for speaker. Obviously all the pageantry around the worst day in American history. I hope that our lawmakers are paying attention to these leaks, and I plan to do something about them. Probably won't, but I still think there's value. I'm not black-pilled on it. A lot of people say, well, they won't do anything. Look, you might be right if you feel that way. Heck, you probably are right. But I still think there's a ton of value in having confirmation because it gives people faith and fuel to keep pushing for truth when something just doesn't feel right. And it's important to have some of your suspicions formally validated so that you can keep pushing forward and keep demanding answers and not let these people gaslight you into, giving up the search for truth. Of course, last week, Musk revealed that his former employees had maintained a Slack channel. You see today the hashtag of Fauci files absolutely going wild. People want to know what's going on. Certainly, I would hope that there'd be some deep dive investigation. You have the media like Wall Street Chronicle crying their eyes out. Oh, Anthony Fauci didn't get the hero's send off he deserved. The man is not a hero. Okay, first of all, pretty sure he was one of the highest, if not the highest paid federal employee in the government, right? One of the highest paid people, plus all of his commissions or kickbacks or whatever they're called that he doesn't have to report, that he supposedly donates, but nobody knows about, right? All these potential deals he made with these drug companies. I don't know if he did or didn't do them, but I guess we'll never know, right? Without a formal investigation. And even then, we probably won't know. So no, the guy's not a hero. You're not a hero for doing your job, okay? Going above and beyond, like even just putting on the badge as a police officer doesn't make you a hero, okay? But going above and beyond and putting yourself in harm's way, that's the stuff that makes heroes, right? And Dr. Anthony Fauci did not do any of those things, did he? He said, "I am the science," or something along those lines. You know, he floundered under scrutiny. He endorsed ridiculous lockdowns in this country. He destroyed people's businesses, livelihoods, and lives. The man is not a hero. The furthest thing from a hero. He was a guy that did a job and did it poorly, in my opinion. Well, now he has responded. Dr. Anthony Fauci left his post as the government's top infectious disease expert last week. That hasn't stopped the attacks from high-profile critics like Twitter owner Elon Musk. On Sunday, Musk tweeted that this week he released the so-called Fauci files, thought to be in internal Twitter documents, though their content and relevance is unclear. I have no idea what Musk is talking about. I mean, there's a lot of misinformation, conspiracy theories, and disinformation going on. Oh, yeah, like the laptop, right? Remember that? Remember how that was all? Everybody knew 50, 65 intelligence agents. By the way, why aren't they all in prison? They knew that that thing was real, and they signed that paperwork anyway and fed it to the American people. Does anybody even remember the people on that list? I don't. But they signed their name to it. And in my opinion, many of them knew it was fake. Right? I have nothing to say to him. I don't understand what he's doing. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, people watching having to watch their grandparents die through a Zoom call in a hospital alone because they won't let him in there. That's unfortunate, Anthony Fauci. Getting some criticism, that's part of the job. In December, Musk tweeted, "My pronouns are prosecute Fauci," and suggested that he had unearthed messages between Twitter executives and government health officials that related to their handling of the lockdowns. I don't know if he suggested that, quite frankly, but that's just my interpretation. That's CBS's interpretation. You can decide who you want to believe. Quote, "I don't have a clue what he's talking about," Fauci told CBS News Washington correspondent Major Garrett this week's episode of The Takeout. The interview was Fauci's first since leaving the government's post. "I just don't have any idea why people might want to prosecute me," he said. House Republicans, who will have subpoena power in the new Congress, have said they want to investigate the Biden administration handling the lockdowns, and that means that Fauci, a lightning rod for conservatives, is almost certain to be called to testify. I'm sure he has immunity, just like all these drug companies too. Fauci said that he and his family continue to receive threats. By the way, disavow, but don't feel bad for you. You know? You mean like the ones where, governors were well, whatever. It's not okay. But I don't feel bad for you. I think that's a fair response. I'm just being honest. He still has a protective detail paid for by the United States taxpayer, by the way. Provided by the U.S. Marshals at taxpayer expense. Okay, good. All right, well, at least they said that. I'd hate to think that for the rest of my life, I was going to have people who are crazy enough to want to harm me and I have done things that have saved millions of lives. This guy's an egomaniac. Let me read that again. This is his word, not mine. I hate to think that for the rest of my life, I was going to have people who are crazy enough to want to harm me because I have done things that have saved millions of lives. This guy has this is also the guy that has pictures and portraits of himself. This guy, I bet you, refers to himself in the third person constantly. Just think about saying that. Does a hero say that? Did Superman go around saying, like the McDonald's sign, 317 people saved today? Like, does Superman keep count of everybody he saved? Did military platoon leaders or squad members who save people, do they keep account of everyone they save and go run around telling everyone how many lives they saved? No, that's not hero activity. That suggests that you did it so you could say it. That's kind of how do you get your arms around that? He's more concerned with the latest sub variant. Yeah, I'm more worried about the constant other stuff that keeps coming out. But anyway, we're going to see an uptick in infections. Why? I thought everyone got poked. I thought that was supposed to curb all this. He acknowledged that coof fatigue is set in against many Americans, but urged people to get poked and boosted. Yeah, I think pretty much everyone is, and everyone that isn't. I can't imagine new people lining up to get the poke now. The water's never been more murky, at least according to people that I talk to. There's a ton of people that I talk to. And this is all anecdotal, but like, I wonder what the completion rate is after that second. How many people went back for their third boosters, or their fourth, or their fifth, or whatever it needs to be now, This is a man that views himself as a god. That is the man who needs the deepest scrutiny imaginable. I hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to the Fauci Files. Make sure you subscribe by hitting that button down below so you get notified the second they drop. I'll cover them in depth. We'll talk to you again real soon.